Hi guys, it's Andrew here from Eastonmade Wood Splitters today, and welcome back to the Eastonmade channel. I'm out here in the wood yard. It is an absolutely beautiful day out here. It's sunny. It's probably 5 degrees, around 40 degrees for the American lads. And what I've got here is I have an Eastonmade EVO firewood processor here. This is a gas model, a 30-ton model, so it cycles a little bit slower. But with the 30-ton model, you have more splitting pressure. You go from 20 tons up to 30 tons, so you're able to run the bigger wedges in this machine. So it's a right now we're running a 12 weight wedge in this. There's a few things to keep in mind when you're looking at this machine. There's a handful of things that we've done to this machine, or that we've thought of when we're building this machine, that if you're looking for an entry-level processor, that are really going to help you out. There's a lot of shortcomings with other processors in this price range. Not that I'm saying they're bad or trying to put anybody down, but when we first started into processors, and especially designing this EVO, I had a lot of reservations about how I wanted to build it, how I wanted to see it done, because most of the machines in this price range don't offer a lot of functionality. There's a lot of quirks with them. There's quirks with any machine, but we've tried to go through this and try to make the machine as user-friendly, as intuitive, and as easy to run as we could for you guys. Because like I said, there's a lot of things to look at, especially in these small processors. So the one big one here is the back end of this splitter and how the wedge is actually set up with it. So most splitters that are going to be in this price range, are the back end of them here is closed in. It's really tight. Some of the wedges actually float up and down. You'll see this in a lot of videos. If you watch the wedge will float up if there's a crooked piece. The argument for that is that it relieves pressure. It won't bust anything. I don't believe that, guys. I've done this both ways. I've done this where there's floating wedges in them. If you look at the early Bell's machines, we've done this before. It doesn't work well. The way this is set up, the wedge is pinned to the lifting mechanism underneath this. It's quick, it's easy to change. And the bottom end of this, you can see how open this is. Like if I touch one of those blocks there, like the blocks of wood fall out of that. So when something comes underneath that, it doesn't want to lift it up. The wood falls into the conveyor the way that it should, and you're not putting a lot of pressure on. So there's a couple of things that are important on that. If you have a flat pan across the back here, and you go from a large diameter log on one end of it down to a small end of it, when you push wood through that, it's going to keep raising up. And then when you want to get a small one, the wood will be jammed underneath there and you can't lower it down. You have to physically lift the wedge up, clean all the wood out from underneath it, so you can actually lower the wedge while you're running the machine without cleaning it out. And that is huge, guys. That is one of, again, it's a simple stuff like that we've tried to go through on this machine and rectify and fix and make better than the other smaller processors out there. Price point on this machine, I'm not going to say the price of it right now, because it's going to change as time goes on. So depending on when you're watching this video, the price may change, but it's incredibly affordable. We have it listed up on our website. You can buy this thing for less than the price of a pickup truck. Right now, it is late March of 2025. You will see the price of the machine go up in the coming weeks. You will see that the price of this EVO go up a little wee bit in the coming weeks, but we're still going to be competitive on it. Just now that we've built some of them, we know what the cost is involved in it, so you're going to see the price of these EVOs go up a little wee bit. But again, you're buying a lot of machine here, guys. Like even things that got overlooked, like even the log stop here, instead of having a rinky-dink flag down here, you like the rinky-dink, Brad? You actually have a solid log stop. So you bring the log up to this, it will touch your log stop. You have consistent length firewood all the time, and you don't need to hunt around looking for a flag on it. It's got a single-handed auto cycle on it here, which is really nice. You pull in one handle, it does a full auto cycle on you, and then there's only two other joysticks: your wedge up and down, your live deck in and out, your saw up and down, and your infeed forward reverse. So it's a very simple to run. somebody with a little bit of experience as an operator can hop on this and they can make wood quickly with it. Like a good example of that, if you go over to check out Outdoors in the Morgans, right now Mike hasn't put a lot of hours on this, but he's getting a lot of production out of it. He's got the diesel version of this. You can see the live deck chains, like they're good heavy chains. It's a good heavy live deck. Yeah guys, they just like I said, there's a lot of simple things like that. The Infeed chain's another big one. Like a lot of these machines won't feed wood into them very well. Like if you have wood that's crooked, or if you have a knot on a burl, whatever, they don't tend to want to feed in. Because a lot of them in here, the chain's only, I don't know, a couple inches wide, the tooth on it. This tooth here is around a foot wide, a little bit wider than that. The trough's angled a little wee bit, so it always tries to keep the log on the one side of it, so you have optimal bar pressure on it when you're cutting the piece of wood. And you can see if you have a banana in this, it's still going to feed through to your log stop, and feed through to your splitter. And that's the important part. That's where you're going to lose time, and lots of time when you get into these smaller processors is with that stuff, is with like the log stop, with the splitter trough at the back, or the splitter outfeed at the back of it. The infeed, that's where you're going to be losing time with these machines. And you can see the machine itself's built fairly heavy. Like it's we've tried to build it so it's going to last, so that you can run one of these commercially if you wanted to, and it's going to be worth something when you're done with it. It's got a 40 horse Vangaurd on it, fan axis piston motor. Another thing to look at here is the log clamp up here. Like a lot of these will just have like a formed piece of steel and have like 2 ears on either side of it. So if you run a log into something like that just is tight together like that, and it's just a piece of like 1/4 inch, you can see that's all 3/4 inch material. There's bushings inside of it. They're greasable, they're serviceable. Every single pivot point is like that on the machine. So yeah guys, like I said, I've had a lot of reservations about building a smaller machine like this. A lot of like, we're well known for our big large processors, like our 48C or 60C processors. They're like cream of the crop, top of the line machines, but you're going to pay a premium for them. So we've tried to scale everything kind of down on this and bring it down to an affordable price point that most guys can afford to buy this, and have a machine that is worth having. Like that's a big thing. I don't want to build something that's not going to be good for you guys. I want you guys to be able to buy this machine and be able to grow your firewood business. And I think in a lot of instances, this would be a really good step for a lot of guys. And again, I know I have people ask me what is a production, at what point do I buy a machine, how many cords a year do I buy a machine. It's hard to say, guys. It really is hard to say at which point you buy a firewood processor. It really depends on your cash flow, your budget, your goals. Like a lot of guys buy these machines just to buy time back. If they know they're going to do a couple hundred cord a year, then if you buy a processor, you're going to be able to do that couple hundred cord a year way faster, and you're not going to be breaking your body, you're not going to be busting your back to do it, but you're still going to be able to do that. You're still going to be able to have the income from the firewood coming in. You're going to be able to get rid of your waste or whatever you have. So again guys, that's kind of the point of this machine. And it does make for a really nice mobile machine too, if you're wanting to go around to other people's yards and process their wood. We have lots of guys that do that. This setup here actually has the SDK24 conveyor on it. So this is one of our bigger conveyors. If you're going to be set up in your yard just doing your own wood, the SDK24 or 32 is probably a better option than the attached conveyor, just because you can get the piles up a lot higher, and if you're not moving it, there's not a huge advantage to having the attached conveyor. However, if you are planning on doing mobile work, the attached conveyor, the setup of this machine, from the time that you park it somewhere to the time that you're set up running, is probably 10 minutes. So if you did want to do mobile work, you can take the processor and the conveyor as one package with the attached conveyor. You can set it up. It pulls easily with a 3/4 ton. You can pull it with a 1/2 ton. They weigh right around 8,000 pounds. So depending on what the towing capacity is of your pickup. Yeah, so that's what I got, guys. Again, I just want to emphasize those couple of key points, like the splitter trough here is a huge one where the wood comes out of the back of it, because like if you watch the other videos of guys running these processors, you'll see that you'll see the wedges picking up, you'll see them having to clean out from underneath them, and again, guys, we're trying to make this as easy as possible for you guys to run this machine, run it effectively, and not have all those little shortcomings that you'd normally find on a smaller processor. We want to have this be a machine that's, again, it's not going to bend, it's not going to break, it's not going to explode, and it's going to run well. You're not going to have to be climbing all over this machine, reefing on things, hopefully to be able to make this thing run and run efficiently and effectively for you. Anyways, guys, that's what I've got for you today. This is actually going out to a good friend of mine. This is one more Woodhound guy. If you can guess who the Woodhound happens to be that is going to be picking up this EVO Firewood processor, drop a comment below. Let me know who you think is going to be getting this, or who could use a processor like this. There's one more Woodhound guy that's on the list. This happens to be his machine. A lot of these guys, as soon as they heard Firewood processor, they got right on the horn to me right away. So that's kind of why these guys, they're legitimately at the top of the list. So yeah, so let me know where you think this one's going to. He's a pretty good friend of mine, awesome human being, wonderful person. So if you think you know where this is going, drop a comment down below and let me know where you think it's going. Anyways, guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down on the bottom. Hope to see you guys in the next one. Take care.